Hi Pisces, and welcome to Celtic Gaia Tarot. This is your weekly tarot reading from September the 4th to September the 11th. Okay, you've got a very interesting week Pisces. A few ups and downs, but the additional guidance card is building blocks, which represents to me that you've got everything you need to create the life that you want to create. That in terms of your values, who you are, your sense of self. This card speaks to me of everything's in the right place, that you're in the right place, and this is represented again with the Empress in your roots, which is your sort of deeper subconscious part of you. That speaks to me that the place that you're coming from, Pisces, is very loving, very abundant and very fruitful, very creative as well, and pretty beautiful to tell you the truth. Your crowning card is a Four of Discs, which is almost opposite from the Empress. There's a sense of the Four of Discs is holding on. He's traditionally called the Miser card, but never forget there's a reason for everything. So there might be a sense of you needing to hold on a bit this week, Pisces, sort of hold on to either material goods, or you're just sort of holding on tight, covering your heart a little bit and covering your crown chakra. So there's a sense of you holding on to something, but at the deeper part of you is the Empress, and no matter where we go, it's always the root of the situation which dominates her life, basically. So let's have a look and see if we can get additional guidance around this Four of Discs. So we start the week, two wonderful cards, the Six of Wands paired with the Star card, and this to me speaks of a wish coming true. Basically, the Star card is about our wishes, our dreams, our hopes and our aspirations. It's also the sense of the Star of just that deep peace, that deep sense of abiding peace. And paired with the Six of Wands, it's pretty wonderful, really. It's a definite yes to anything you've been trying to create for yourself, to manifest for yourself, any visions you've had for yourself. It's a definite yes to any of these building blocks, basically, Pisces, that you've been trying to move along in your life. We continue the week with the Page of Cups paired with the Five of Swords, and the pages of cups, the pages represent messengers, and the cups represent our emotions. They are the water signs of the tarot. With the Five of Swords, what I'm seeing here is potential for with a younger person for some reason. This is what I'm getting. There could be a conflict. I'm getting the potential for a conflict with a younger person. The good thing is the Five of Swords is it represents a change. So there's a sense of this card of, no, this has to be the end of conflict. So maybe you, as a younger person, and quite often a teenager energy, so there could be someone in the family you're in conflict with, or in the work, or in the environment, but it's a sense of just harmony between you and this person. But the fives are all about change, and sometimes conflict can lead to change. It can lead to this sense of, no, we have to find another way. We cannot go on like this, because the character in the Five of Swords is picking up the swords and he's walking away. And this says to me that this is an ending of conflict. And only you can decide if the conflict is worth it. And because you know what, these characters, the characters are bloodied, they're hurt, they're bent over, they're suffering. And, you know, Pisces, you're going to have to look at this on yourself and go, okay, who is this person I'm in conflict with? What's creating it? It could be about money, or, but more importantly, how do we find different ways to resolve our problems? Because don't forget, in the root of you, you are the Empress, and the Empress rules by love. The chance this conflict with this person, this younger person, is about money, because there's a sense of you wanting to hold on a little bit to what you have, Pisces, to the sense of you wanting to hold on, to preserve a little bit. And that is not a bad thing, because, you know, maybe you need to reserve for these building blocks. It's sort of, you know, there's too many of you out there to be specific about what it actually means. It really, but I think the best way to handle the energy of this 5 is to walk away, basically, if it's at all possible, and to find a different way of managing it. Although, you know, everyone's so different. But it's very interesting, because we move on to the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords represents the air signs, and sometimes the Queen of Swords can be regarded as very cold and quite, you know, cold and logical and not ruled by her heart. But what I've came, and Pisces moon, I understand Pisces, what I began to understand as a Pisces, I cannot function without that ability to make quite cold, logical decisions around life and around, you know, just around life and my emotional relationships. Sometimes we have to cut through the dross, basically. Although the Queen of Swords is notoriously blunt, and notoriously she can use her swords to cut people. So we have to be really, really, really mindful of that. But on the positive side, she wears the crown. So she, you know, she wears this crown, so it can represent our higher mind, our, you know, because even though she's blunt, she can almost be the polar opposites. So she uses that sword energy to cut through the conflict of the 5, and that's what I was trying to get to. So in this case, Pisces, this Queen of Swords could be your best friend and your ally if you know how to apply her energy, really. Because I can't imagine the Queen of Swords getting into a conflict of the 5. She's cool, logical, centered, doesn't let her emotions lead the way, basically. But be careful about being too blunt, Pisces, that's all I'll say, or being too cutting with your words. It's paired with the 4 of Wands, which is that celebration card. For some Pisces, it could be news of a home move, a birth, a wedding, a celebration. It's that real feel-good card, the 4 of Wands. That definitely party, that sense of just crossing a threshold, of just overall well-being, really. So you know what, maybe as we move through this week, we can sort of see, it's this energy of the page, the Queen of Swords again, and being paired with the 4 of Wands. It's almost that you need her energy to move on to the celebration, so you're not running on conflict, Pisces, and not running on emotions too much. You can put that aside. You can almost manage you can put these boundaries up. You can say no. You can use your logic and that, you know, that more cooler, analytical side of us to celebrate, to just enjoy being alive, separate from other people's conflicts. As Pisces, we absolutely absorb, you know. And there's that sense here of you learning not to absorb it, maybe that's what that sense of protection is. You're learning to separate yourself a little bit, Pisces, here, to use the more logic of the Queen of Swords, so you can go out and celebrate being alive as a person in your own right, which again is the Empress, 4 Wands, the building blocks. This is saying you've got what it takes, and you know, Pisces, you deserve to be happy here, to let other people be. Step out into your own. If you need to protect yourself for a while, you protect yourself for a while. That's, you know, supposed to learn not to absorb other people's energies. So the end of the week, we've got the 6 of Discs paired with the Justice card. Just another beautiful combination. Very similar to the beginning cards, the 6 and ending with the 6. And the 6s are always about balance. They're always about, there's a sense of union within your own self, being balanced, coming through the 5s, going into that harmonious state. And the 6 is a bit give and take. It's about the flow of energy. I mean, this card is a pentacle, so it's quite often about money. It might be about receiving advice, it might be about you helping someone else. But it's moving through the 4 and moving back into the flow, Pisces, which you're so wonderful at, flowing. So it's moving back into the flow, the give and take, and that also speaks of, you know, justice being restored, coming back to that state of equilibrium within your own self, peace being restored, basically. So whatever conflict this has been, I mean, to summarise, it's just an outstanding beginning of the week. And moving on to a bit of conflict here, which, you know, Pisces, it hits us emotionally very, very hard, this conflict. So needing to protect yourself, stay grounded in your own beautiful personal power here, knowing you've got everything it takes. And yeah, using that sword, if you need to cut through the dross, to cut through whatever's holding you back, so you can go and celebrate, so you can enjoy whatever great news that this 4 of Wands represents, because it always represents great news. And then moving on to the 6, which is the flow of energy again, Pisces. Receiving help for some of you, or you might be giving help. But it's paired with the Justice cards. Whatever it means things are coming full circle. What you needed to manifest is happening with the Justice card. So that's absolutely wonderful news. And the root of it is the Empress. You know, she's the ultimate manifestor, the Empress. And she doesn't have to do anything. She just has to be, basically. And again, that's it. That's what it's saying here, Pisces. You've got everything you need within you this week to go forward. And whatever conflict arises, just try and stay centered and grounded and protect yourself, basically. That self-protection is so important, Pisces. Okay, and I'll see you next week. You can get my details in the About section, Pisces, if you want to contact me. Okay, bye.